Postseason is upon us here for Liberty Flames cross country. They'll head down to Boiling Springs, North Carolina to Gardner-Webb for the cross country championships this weekend. Here to tell us all about it is head coach Brant Tolsma. And coach, postseason here, what do you enjoy about this time of year?
Well, this is what it's all about. You know, we've been up to this time, nothing has really mattered, and the championships meets are all that anybody remembers. So, you know, it's definitely fun. We're looking forward to it, and looks like the weather's going to be good. So, have nothing to complain about.
Yeah, temperatures around 50 degrees coming up this weekend. When you look at winning championships, is there a secret formula?
If there was, we would keep having it. No, I don't think there is. You take each one at a time. You know, we do think about streaks on the men's side. It's been, I think, 24 since we lost, and there's definitely a real possibility that we could get beat this time. So, but that's why you go run a race, and you know our competition will be fired up, and we need to be fired up as well and see what happens.
Yeah, you're going for your 10th straight cross-country men's championship. It's an 8K course. Tell us about the course and what your runners will be up against on Saturday.
Well, it's not the course I would have chosen if we could just choose a course. It's kind of a gradual uphill for half of it and then downhill for the other half. It's not a great spectator course because they go off into a kind of a woodsy area for a while. It's right on campus, and we'll be seeing them come around on the loops. But it is what it is. Everybody's running the same course, so the ones who handle the situation the best and have the most talent and run the smartest and feel good on that day will be the ones that come out on top.
How much does it help having runners that have experience running in these races to maybe push you towards the front on Saturday?
Well, it does always help that, and our team is pretty young. On the men's side especially, we're young. We have 3 running in our top 5 that are freshmen. So, you know, I would prefer they're juniors or seniors, except for the fact that they'll be around 3 more years. So, but we don't know how much. I mean, when something happens, it's all over. Coaches talk about why this happened, why that happened, but we don't really know. We're all just kind of guessing, and we don't know what's going to happen either. People have ideas, and if your plan unfolds as the race goes on, it tends to motivate you. If it looks like it's falling apart, it tends to discourage you, but hopefully our kids will show the character that they won't get discouraged regardless of what's happening out there, and they'll put out their best performance. As a coach, that's all I can really ask for, is that everybody would go out there and do their best and not be too anxious about it, and you know, not feel too much the pressure from things that have gone in the past, and we'll learn from it and move ahead.
On the men's side, which other teams will challenge your squad the most, you think?
Well, it's clearly High Point. High Point is running very well this year. They're ranked ahead of us by several spots in the regional ranking, and they deserve to be based on what they've done to this point and what we've done to this point. So, you know, if you're just a betting person looking at it from a secular point of view, you should bet on High Point. And I'm not sure on the women's side. You know, there have been Coastal beat High Point once a couple weeks ago, and High Point beat Coastal earlier in the season. We haven't beaten either of them this year. So a secular person would also bet against us on the girls' side. So we're going there with the real possibility of getting beat on both sides. But the horse is made ready for the day of battle, but victory comes from the Lord.
Yeah, so. that it does. When you look at J.C. Christensen, is she a viable candidate to win, you think, on the women's side?
Yeah, she's a contender. You would, there again, you'd pick Letitia Saman from Coastal because she hasn't been beaten by anybody in the conference yet. But J.C.'s definitely got a shot at it. And, you know, Campbell's girl, their new girl also looks good, and she goes out very strong. So we'll see how that plays out. But JC's in the names that have a possibility of taking that, and it would be fun. I'm thinking maybe the last girl to win conference for us was Jen Klue. Yeah. So certainly that would be nice. But the team battle is what it's more about, even than individually. I'd be glad to go out of there without a winner if our teams can win.
We talked about the forecast at the beginning of this chat, and typically around this time of year, it's around 50 degrees. A little bit cool, but still manageable. The wind could be a factor, upwards maybe to 16 miles per hour. At least that's the prognostication. How does the wind affect racers regardless of what time of year it is?
Well, if you're in the pack more, it doesn't affect you very much, and you can hide back there. When you're out there alone or just up front, then you have to deal with it more. So, you know, somebody that's it puts more worry on the front runner. The year that Sam was trying to repeat at Nationals, it was extremely windy that day, and that scared me so much because he runs away from people. And if you have one runner that runs away in the wind, and then you have 5 or 6 guys that are working together, hiding during the whole race, if the runner that's out there alone starts to struggle from pushing through the wind, and somebody else that managed to hide most of the race catches him, then he's got the advantage. So it's you know, certainly it adds to another complication to it, but everybody has the same conditions. So, you know, in the end, it probably won't play too much of a role.
Good stuff, Brant. We appreciate the time. Have a great time down at Boiling Springs this weekend.
Thank you.
That's head coach of the cross-country program, Brant Tolsma. The women's race is Saturday. Again, a 5K race begins at 10:30 a.m., and the men's 8K race begins at 11:30. For results and more updates from Gardner-Webb, be sure to log on here to libertyflames.com. For the coach, I'm Alan York for the Liberty Flames Sports Network.